Rahul, before we talk about Dangal, let's talk about you. You come from a film family, but you went into fitness training. So, how was the transition? What made you shift towards this?
There was no transition. This is all first passion, and this was this first. And maybe I don't know what the future holds in store for me, but this is what I wanted to do. This is what I'm most passionate about, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I do well. And yeah, so film was never the primary focus. Pursuing a career is rather unconventional, but this is first love.
But what inspired you to get into fitness?
I was an overweight teenager, and I lost weight the wrong way through trial and error primarily, doing wrong things, fat diets, being misguided. So that's when I was bitten by the fitness bug, and I decided that now I will, learn, educate myself, and the journey started after that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how did you come on board the Dangal project?
Amir has always known me because of association with the family and my father, and so he knew of me. And once I bumped into him at Taj Lands End, and we interacted, and we kind of hit off similar mindsets, you would say. And then there was no looking back. So he asked me to come on board, and I was glad, honored, and then
Okay.
yeah. So
So, what were the challenges when training him to lose weight? Because he had already got from 98 kgs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. The injuries, but that was one major challenge. Not succumbing to injuries, because he had got so out of shape that he was, getting injured very easily. And the injuries were derailing the process. It was slowing down. They were off time. So the primary focus was not to get injuries. That was one of my major concerns, and luckily, it paid off.
Can you tell us in brief about how the training process went by the sequence of events, so to say?
Well, the training in the cut down phase, it lasted about 15 week preparation time, and weight training about an hour and a half a day. Cardiovascular activity separately, another an hour a day, and maybe if he's feeling up to it, then another sporting activity, like he's fond of badminton or squash or tennis, so he used to get in that. So all in all, on a good day, about 3 hours of activity, three and a half hours, yeah.
Now, Amir had a separate dietitian for the Dr. Dhurandhar. So,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
guys used to meet together and decide how was the whole process?
We were all working towards a unified vision, so we were all on the same page. So yeah, the diet was the exact parameters were set out by him. It was a caloric deficit diet, which was calculated, customized as per his body weight BMR. It used to oscillate between 1700 calories to 2400 calories, depending on the activity level and how he's feeling every day. So that was the main ones. I would say on the top of the hierarchy of his fat loss goals was to remain in a caloric deficit, which he managed to do very easily.
How was Amir as a student? Can you share any anecdotes about the way he used to be with regards to fitness, dedication?
See, he has all the necessary characteristics a world-class athlete would have. He's disciplined, he's exceptionally hardworking, he's mentally tough, he's got wisdom of delayed gratification. A lot of all these things are there. So commitment and discipline is not an issue. Once he commits himself, he's a world-class performer. He will surrender completely, and he will give more than what is asked. So that was never an issue. Punctual, very sincere.
As a fitness trainer, what do you have to say about this latest six-pack trend that is going crazy among the youngsters?
It's becoming a little narcissistic, an obsession. And the mission statement has become that if you have a six-pack, you pass. No, that should not be the case, because it's very superficial. And six-packs don't make great actors. It's got nothing to do with, but it's a looks-derived business, unfortunately. Even though people like me are to gain from it, but it's rather, it's not good. It's not good, yeah. We need better role models who, are innovate, who are able to give a correct perspective to the youth about the do's, don'ts, and not be hypocritical and sweep things underneath the carpet. So that is the call of the hour, the right role models.
In terms of fitness, which actor do you think would be the perfect role model for today's?
For me personally, it's always been only one person, Sanjay Dutt.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, role model. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone would come across as a role model now. maybe Mr. Amir Khan now, because he's the most educated. He's able to he's intelligent. He thinks. He's able to articulate and give. He's got a world class perspective. So otherwise, a lot of other things you see is a lot of hypocrisy, which is again it is wrong to misguide youth. Vis-a-vis, they're slightly taboo topics. They are subjects which are part of this business celluloid. It's an occupational hazard of sorts. So that you need a little more. You need to be a little more forthcoming and judicious in your approach.
So you had another trainer, Rakesh Udyar,
Yeah,
who was
yeah,
training.
yeah,
Who
he's
has
a-
trained Salman Khan already.
Correct.
So when it comes to training styles, were there any difference of opinions, or how did you?
No. Training styles, methods. See, principles remain the same. Methods change. So if you're on the right approach, our principles are universal. Methods, we as two experts might have a difference in opinion in a particular method, but the principles, the basic fundamentals remain the same. So we did not have an issue as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any plans of making a Bollywood career? There's no plans as such.
Well, I'm open to anything and everything. No, I'm not, but something, it should be something worthwhile.
Okay.
Yeah, which I'm capable of doing.
Okay. Tell us some 5 things to do, things not to do in terms of fitness as well as diet for our viewers.
Well, if you want to do body sculpting, if you want to do a dramatic transformation, on the top, number 1 is extreme emphasis to your diet, your nutrition. Pura uska khel hai. 85% of body sculpting is diet. Number 2 is the weight training aspect. You need to be
Elaborate on every point.
weight training. You need to be doing more compound movements, large body parts, squats, deadlifts, chin-ups. Large exercises, not bicep, triceps. And then the third and last but not the least is the cardiovascular component, which unfortunately a lot of people give more emphasis to. They think that to lose fat, you have to do more cardio. No, it's not that way. Weight training is always much more better than cardio, because it's an antidote towards the metabolic dilemma. So essentially these are the things. And of course you have to find a good coach, find a good role model. Somebody who has delivered, who's able to guide you, a good mentor, and then surrender yourself. That will be easier.
And 5 not to do things about fitness.
5 not to do things is, see, there are no shortcuts, there are no secrets, there is hard work. You have to embrace hard work. You have to stick to the basics, not get carried away. Leave your ego outside the weight room. Don't let ego interfere with your lifting or how your training aspect. And last but not the least, you have to be patient. Great things take time. They don't happen overnight. So you have to be patient and be willing to put in the hard work, perspire. Yeah.
When this behind the scenes video of how American transferred from fat to fit, there were a few social media trolls which suggested that he had taken steroids and blah blah blah. As a trainer, what do you have to say about this?
As a trainer, there is an occupational hazard. It is part of the occupation. This is not a normal occupation. The nature of the job is such that you are expected to have a above extraordinary physique. So these are all occupational hazards. Treat them as such. I as a trainer don't endorse, but neither do I want to be a hypocrite and condone it, and say that no, it is not part of Bollywood or Hollywood realities. It is, and it is here to stay. It is growing, and it's becoming an epidemic of proportions. But it has to be used judiciously. So there's some sort of governance has to be there. Governing bodies need to be there, which govern the usage of these things, and people are held accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but did Amir Khan use steroids?
No. Amir Khan personally has not succumbed to any use of performance-enhancing drugs. I, as a trainer, have not administered, or nor do I endorse it. Nor do I endorse it to anybody. So, no, not on this particular project.
Okay. Thanks a lot for chatting with us, Rahul.
Thank you so much. Thank you.